ranks them by super, which is you're amazing at this, you're very, very good, it's your natural strength, it pops out at you immediately. Like people have told you several times you're great at this skill. Have you ever wondered what you're naturally good at and how you could use those natural talents and skills to find fulfillment on the job or just in life? By the end of this video, we're going to go through 7 categories that make up natural skills. You can use this for your own personal growth, but also for conversations with your employer. If you like these videos and you want more career advice from an HR professional, but also someone going through her own career change, you can click subscribe below and we can keep talking. What is natural talent? Ken Coleman, career coach and author, describes this as being the power tool in your toolkit. So in the last video, we talked about starting off with finding discomfort. That's how I started out my journey. But natural skills is something that is specific and unique to you. One of the things that I wanted to do was think about my career a little bit differently. I thought about my life as a basket and looking at different skills that life is going to teach me. As I go through different experiences in life, I'm going to learn various skills and I'm going to get better at those skills. But there are certain natural talents that we all have that really is less effort for us than those discomforts that we talked about in the previous video. Aligning your career to your natural strengths, various other research suggests that it's going to give you fulfillment in general in life because you're going to enjoy it more and you're going to get fulfillment out of finding jobs that align more with your talents. It's also going to sustain you on those difficult days. I would love to hear which of the categories jumped out at you to be your super skill. Like which one did you think, yeah, that's definitely me and I love doing that. It comes natural to me. I would love to hear which one jumped out at you. Post them in the comments below. There are various resources and various personality tests that you can do, and some of you may have already done some through your employer or for yourself. The one that I used was Ken Coleman's Get Clear Career Assessment. I will also provide some of the other assessments that you can do, give you more in-depth insight into your talents and skills. So here are the 7 categories that Ken Coleman covers. Number 1, communication. This is written and spoken as well. This is how you have a way with words. You are able to take an idea and be able to communicate it in a really unique and specific way to the people that are listening to you. This comes natural to you, whether it's your own 30-second pitch in the lift. If you come across the CEO in the lift and he asks, what do you do? Are you able to communicate it clearly and concisely? The second category is connection. This is the networking ability. So you're the person that remembers the names, the birthdays of your friends. You're able to connect people within your team or within your networks. You know what's going on in people's lives, not like the gossip girl kind of way, but you know, in a more professional sense. And you might be able to see a gap in someone's need, and then you know somebody else that can help them and you put them into connection with each other. Generally, people who are great at connection, and that's a natural skill for them, they enjoy more people-oriented tasks, is what Ken Coleman says. The third category is execution. You are all about setting the goal and getting things done. So you like process-oriented tasks or things that you can see an end to. So if you're a person that likes checking things off the list and you keep a task list every morning and that is natural to you, you've always done that, that is probably what your natural skill is. And people who make great EAs or PAs are naturally execution focused. It can also be a learned skill from my experience. But if you're more ideas person and you like thinking in waves, I'm a bit like that. I have 1,000 ideas going all at once. Execution is something I really have to learn. The fourth category is imagination. This is how you see the world. You think differently. You see things that maybe others don't necessarily see things. You're able to connect ideas. You have a knack for ideas, and you're probably leaning more towards process or object-oriented tasks. So think, architectures, designers, engineers. The fifth category is inspection. So you have a curious mind. You have a keen eye for maybe details. You're always looking to understand the world around you. You're probably a ideas or a process-oriented person. The sixth category is justice. You have a strong moral compass. So you're not afraid to speak your mind about things that you deeply care about. This is talking about where do I naturally fit into when it comes to ideas like justice. So a question I asked myself was, if I was an activist about something, what would it be? The seventh category that Ken Coleman covers is organization. I'm looking at my notes here because there's quite a few things for us to cover. Organization. So this is, you love making everything run smoothly. Think about the last birthday party that you organized. Did you go on Pinterest and get the entire checklist for how to organize your best friend's baby shower and make sure that every single person was attending? And you were miles ahead, you were dates ahead in terms of organizing everything. So you care deeply about making sure that something runs smoothly, and that comes natural to you. Event organizers, wedding planners and things are the kinds of roles that immediately pop out. But organization is also something that a lot of roles need. If you want to be productive in your job, whatever you're doing, you need to have a level of organization. But is that coming natural to you? And how much of this do you need to learn? You prefer ideas and process-oriented type of tasks. The last category is persuasion. You like to inspire change in others and yourself. You're constantly thinking about how to improve things and how you can influence change around you. People that are very charismatic, or if you have a lot of people tell you are a natural leader, that is something that might be more of a natural skill to you. So where do you go with these categories? Once you've thought about these categories, rank them is what Ken Coleman says. So he ranks them by super, which is you're amazing at this, you're very, very good, it's your natural strength, it pops out at you immediately. Like people have told you several times, you're great at this skill. And then you've got your solid. So these are skills that, you're good at them, pretty good at them, but it's kind of like your sidekick. You do that every now and then, but there's still room for growth in that space. And then lastly, subpar, which is you're not a rock star at these. You have to put in more effort to learn these skills, or it doesn't come easily to you at all, or you don't even think about them. Consciously decided to not choose jobs in those areas, or you very well know that you are not good at these skills. Sometimes your natural strength, when on a good day, comes across great. It's very clear that is your natural strength. But on a bad day, when things are pushed outside your boundaries, when you're stressed, when you're approaching burnout, when you've got way too much pressure in your life in general, they can sometimes be the opposite effect. So for someone who loves to be organized, for example, if things aren't organized and they are hitting a bad day, they might crack. So they might appear a different way. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about your own strengths and talents. Have you seen yourself react on the other extreme when things are going tough for you? And that gives a gauge for you when your strength can sometimes be a weakness when things go wrong, or when you're in a difficult situation, or when you're under pressure. Our natural strengths grow and change over time. I don't have the same natural strengths that I had when I was in university than when I have now. Things have kind of changed a little bit, but that is on my ranking system. So the things that were solid or subpar may have increased a little bit, but the things that I'm super good at should generally stay stable throughout my life, because those are things that are very innate and very natural to me. So I said I would cover some resources. Ken Coleman's Get Clear Career Assessment sells as a bundle, and I will put the link in the description box below. So that is a book covering all the skills, talents, natural strengths, talents, passions, missions. So that bundle goes for about $34.99 USD. The Clifton Strengths Finder is another assessment that is very, very useful. This is run by Gallup, which is huge in the recruitment and HR industry, where they do lots and lots of research as well. And they have a high 5 Strengths Finder assessment. So that gives you your top 5 strengths after completing an assessment. You can also pay for the really in-depth test as well for $59.99, I believe it was, for the full 34 strengths assessment, and that gives you a deep dive into what are all the skills and strengths that you are showing naturally, and how do you behave, how do you react. So it's a really in-depth assessment. I hope you enjoyed the video and you got lots of insight. Ask yourself those questions around what skills you're naturally good at. My next video is going to be around passion, mission, and values, and how do you use those categories to find the right role and career path for you.